Right, let's talk about fingerstyle strumming. There's three distinct methods that a lot of guitarists like to use. Okay, I'll take you through all three and see which one you prefer, experiment with all three and just try them out, and I'm sure there's one that you will like a lot more. The first method is the index finger does all the strumming. Okay, so first of all, for this method you're going to use just this index finger. For your down strums you're going to use the nail. For your up strums you're going to use the flesh. Okay, if we take a G chord and then we strum down with the nail, okay, and then up with the fleshy part of the finger. So down, up, nail, flesh. You get a different kind of sound. The nail gives you more of a sound of a pick. It's a little bit sharper. The flesh of your index finger gives a little bit of a softer sound. So there's a lovely contrast between the two. Keep strumming from your elbow, your wrist and your finger. So let them all do a movement together. It should be nice and relaxed. So you're down, nail, flesh, and you're up. And just reverse the movement, so it's all elbow, wrist and finger coming up. Okay, now let's try them together. Lovely sound. I think it's a great technique and it's actually my personal favourite. You know, even on fast strums, 16th note strumming, you can really get going with this method. Yeah, it's not too difficult to use it for 16th note strumming, or more simple 8th note strums. It's a really good, simple technique. Sounds fantastic. Try that one. It's the one that most of my students, most of the ones I've ever taught, who don't like to use a pick to strum, they're the ones who tend to go for that. The second method we're going to look at is where you use the thumb, the side of the thumb in particular, this part, to do all the strumming. I've seen a lot of people strum like this. It's less versatile, less flexible, but does give you a nice soft sound all the way through. So you may at some point use method one, a finger to do some strumming for certain louder parts, and then for the quiet parts of the song you may switch to using your thumb. Okay, so all you're doing is brushing the side of your thumb down and up on the strings, okay? Nothing else is hitting apart from this curvy part of the thumb that sticks out there. That's almost like your pick of your thumb, if you was, imagining using a pick. Okay. Nice soft sound because it's pure flesh. There's no nail involved in this, and that bit, even though there's bone underneath it, it's a flesh that surrounds the bone that makes it sound nice and soft. Okay. You get a nice deep, warm sound. There's not much sharpness in there. Okay. Again, use your elbow, wrist and your thumb just to keep nice and relaxed. Okay, the good thing about this method is quite easy to add those little bass notes in. If you just focus on hitting the 6th string, you can get that nice contrast between bass and treble strings. But that's a little bit more advanced. Take your time, get used to just getting that thumb involved on all the strings, and then occasionally hit those bass strings and you get a nice little contrast there. It's a little bit of a trickier method, but it sounds good. It sounds nice and mellow, nice and soft. It sounds really cool. Okay, the third method we're going to look at is the imaginary pick technique. It's where you put your first finger and your thumb together and it's almost like you're imagining holding a pick. Okay, so it's kind of like that. Just looks like that, nice and close together. Okay, and then you strum down with the nail of the index finger and up with the nail of the thumb. Notice it's a lot louder than the other methods. Now this is why I call it the imaginary pick technique, because it's not only like you're imagining you're holding a pick, but it actually sounds like a pick attack on the strings. Picks are a lot sharper, a lot louder than your fingers, okay? But this is one method that replicates that. So if you want a loud section of a song, quite a powerful one, but you don't like to use a pick, use this method. Okay? You want to swing from your elbow, wrist, here, okay? Your finger and thumb don't really move, it's all about elbow and wrist. What you want to make sure you do is turn your wrist so that your nail of your index finger hits on your downstrokes. And then turn your wrist back so the nail of the thumb hits on your upstrokes. If you don't have that little turn in your wrist, you find that it's the tips of these fingers that touch, and it doesn't really give you the right attack. So you want to get sort of the middle of each nail hitting the strings. So turning your wrist allows you to hit with that middle of the nail. Keep it nice and relaxed, nice and chilled with this one. You can, easily go overboard, make it sound really loud. You don't have the fingers sort of lined up together there. You have one further over or one further there. You'll find that you start snagging strings and sound like this. That sort of thing. That was obviously a quite exaggerated version, but you don't want that. So keep the finger and thumbnail quite close together so it's almost flat, and then just turn from the wrist. Together. Like I say, it can sound quite abrasive, quite loud, but it's a quite powerful method when you want to really give it some balls, some volume. Or someone's not listening and you're like, hey you better start listening. Best way to do is just play really loud. Use this method. Play it right down the rear roll if you have to. Okay. So that's 3 methods for fingerstyle strumming, all really powerful. You've got method 1, which is a really simple basic method of finger, index finger doing down, up. Method 2, which is all thumb. It's a lot mellow. Really chilled, really quiet. And you've got method 3, which is all nail, imaginary pick technique. So that's 3 distinct methods of fingerstyle strumming. Method 1, which is all index finger, nail down, flesh up, gives you, somewhere in the middle sort of volume. It's a little bit loud, it's a little bit quiet, it's right there in the middle. Method 2, which is all thumb, and it's all flesh, so it gives you the mellow sound, softest one that we've got. Method 3, the imaginary pick technique, where it's all nail, down and up, which is the loudest one of all. Pick one, practice that for a little while, get comfortable, try another one, get comfortable with that, then try the other one, and see what you can come up with. You may find that in one song, probably going to be quite rare, in one song you may find you want to do all 3. It's more common that you probably want to do 2 in one song, but it depends on how expressive you want to be with your guitar playing. I want you to be the most expressive guitar player possible. So to do so, not a bad idea getting comfortable with all 3, because you can just hear 3 distinct volumes and tones from the 3 strums. Okay, I'll just try, show you what I mean here. So you got a nice soft one. Very distinctive. All 3 sound quite noticeably different. Incorporate them into your playing. There's probably 1 or 2 you may prefer over the other. Some people like to play nice and loud, Some people are into more energetic styles of music. Some people like more mellow styles. It doesn't matter. It's all about your choice. but try all three, incorporate them into your playing, and all the strum patterns in the course will sound great with all three of those strums. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.